The Hayes Chamber is getting ready for their 2023 Community Guide. President and CEO Sarah Wasinger stops by along with Vice President of Marketing and Communications Mariah Legleiter to share some of the details on this episode of the Post Podcast.
We get a little jazzed about it because it's like literally one of the biggest projects that we work on every year. And it is a tool that is circulated 12,000 different times every year, at least in hard copy form. And then we just took a look at our Google Analytics a few weeks ago and have about 1,100 digital impressions as well between that and our newsletter every year. And that's just on our website alone.
Wow. It is one of those handy tools. You don't think about it a lot, but it's one of those things that always end up collected on my desk. And it's there and you grab it every once in a while. You're like, oh, yeah, I need to get this. And it's there. And you can look it up in the events. And of course, all of the community, the partners, it's cool to see what they're doing as well.
Absolutely. So Mariah really jumped in last year, and this was her first big project. So do you want to talk a little bit about what is in the guide itself, Mariah?
So I remember coming in last year, and that was the first time I got to be on the radio. We talked about the community guide and all the things that I did with it, and so it's kind of neat to come full circle and come back around to that. But we have several things going into it this year, including a couple new things. We call out specific businesses like hotels, motels, and lodging options and restaurants. We have a section in there for senior living accommodations and grocery stores and transportation options. I mean, really, you can just use it as it's a guide to Hayes. I mean, you can look it up and there's pretty much anything you can think of in there.
Before I even started with the chamber, I got one of these guides at one of the chamber events, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I've lived in Hayes my entire life, or at least Ellis County. I didn't even know half of these things existed or that you could do some of these things. And what I love is it really showcases the depth and breadth of our county. So you can look at different options, whether it's shopping, arts. We have a quality of life section that showcases why Hayes and Ellis County are such a great place to live, work, and play. But more than anything, we really focus on our chamber member businesses for this publication. You know, those folks are the ones who are making sure that we can operate on a daily basis. And so we're doing a few new things this year, calling out some specific folks and pictures. Do you want to talk a little bit about that too, Mariah?
Sure. So this year for 2023, we've decided to do a special events spread, which is specifically for weddings, baby showers, anniversary parties, like anything, family reunions, anything with a big group of people. It's places that you can go to have catering, a space for everyone to meet, flowers, linens, decorations, DJ services, and music. Really, it's just anything that you would need to plan a party. You can go to that spread and find our members that do that.
I love that because that's one of those things that you probably don't do regularly, and you absolutely need to get connected with the right people. And what a cool thought to have it all right there together. I like it.
One of our most frequently asked questions at the chamber is, who do you have that caters and where can we have our event? And so we love being able to showcase our members in that regard. But just in general, so how does this publication get used? It's a piece that means different things to different people. So our good friends at the Hayes Convention and Visitors Bureau, whenever they're doing a welcome packet for a convention that's in town, they're actually including that piece in there. When we have our ag appreciation, our education appreciation events, or our annual chamber banquet.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah.
Excuse me, little frog in the throat.
That happens.
Whenever we have those events, we also put that publication in our welcome bags for those events. It's just really a great tool as well for people recruiting folks to move to Hayes. So we frequently have our businesses reach out to us saying, hey, we've got a couple of people that we're interviewing this next week. Would we be able to get some welcome packets to showcase all the different things that are available so they can feel comfortable with the community as well as, the business that they're looking at going to for work. So we just use it, like I said, in a variety of ways. So if your business would like to be featured, it's a great way to connect with people as well who are just moving to our community. We have that publication and our Welcome Home program that we also include. So those buckets that folks get when they sign up for water service at the city office, this guide is in there too. So it's great for people living in Hayes, visiting Hayes, considering Hayes, and Ellis County.
Yeah, I like that too. I think we kind of all get a little bit to some degree jaded because most of Hayes, I think, are people that are from here or have connections to the community. And it's easy to think, oh, well, I know where the Q is. I know where this is or that is. I don't know why the Q came to mind, but Just an example. But if you're not from here, Hays can be kind of a confusing town. I think that was evidenced by all the college kids that I've seen in the last 2 weeks driving down the one ways the wrong way, trying to wave them off. Like, no, guys, you're going the wrong way. But there is a lot going on in Hays, and it can be overwhelming for a newbie.
Absolutely. So anyway, we have different discounts that are available for members as well. We'd be remiss to not talk about that. So last year we did something very cool and decided that we wanted all levels of members to feel like they could be connected with this piece. So if you're at the connector level for 2023, you'll receive a 5% discount if you purchase ad space. It'll be 10% for the elevator level, 15% for the collaborator level, 20% for the leader level, and 25% for the executive level.
Okay. You mentioned a little bit earlier, the focus on this is the membership. I wonder if you want to talk just briefly about that. If you aren't a member, how do you become a member? And it's really not that expensive, right?
It's very affordable. So our base level of membership right now runs $300. In 2023, that will shift up to $330. There's a one-time cost of $25 to join. And of course, those different levels of membership that come with those higher discounts, we have all of the packages rated on our website right now. So if you go to hazechamber.com and click on that members tab, it'll be one of the first things you see on that page. We'll have one for 2022 that shows current year pricing, and then one for 2023 for next year's pricing.
And you're not locked into any particular time. You can just sign up whenever.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Now, Mariah, you have a lot of work to do with this. So do you want to talk a little bit about how people submit artwork or what deadline they need to kind of think about?
Yeah, I'm hoping to get everything done kind of as quickly as possible, but we do need ads received by November 21st of this year. I am quickly putting things together and kind of coming up with a layout. And right now I'm in the very beginning stages of getting it off the ground and going for this for 2023. I'm really excited to get it off the ground and going. I'm kind of shifting some of the layout stuff for this year, and I'm excited to kind of stretch that creative muscle and get that going.
And if folks need help designing their ad space, Mariah is equipped to do that. And it's okay to use the same ad from one year to the next. It doesn't have to be something new. One thing we hear from people is, oh, I'm so busy, or I don't have a marketing person, or I don't have graphic background. That's okay. We can help with that.
Yeah, leave it to the experts, I always say.
That's right. And we also have other members, too, who do those things. So if you'd rather work with one of those experts, we can give you some referrals as well.
Exactly. Plenty of really talented artistic people. But Mariah, I love that you get to, really put your stamp on it this year because, as you mentioned, you were just coming in and you kind of, I think, had to follow Scott's template a little bit, probably just from time constraints. But this year, you're going to change it up and it's going to look a little different and really be yours. I love that.
I'm very excited about it.
And we'd be remiss to not thank Melissa Dixon and Brandon Cooley from the Hays Convention and Visitors Bureau. Melissa does a beautiful job helping us write the content with the community guide. And Brandon, of course, is such a good photographer. So you'll definitely see some of his photography as well as Mariah's in this year's guide. Yep.
I always get together with Brandon and I say, hey, I need these pictures. Which ones of those do you have?
I'm not going to lie. In my Hays Post job, I think I've done that same call. Like, hey, Brandon, can you help me out? Do you have anything? And he's always very gracious. And he's one of those folks that you see around town just all the time because he's at every event getting photos and documenting that for the city. And what a nice guy. And very cool that he's helping you guys out. And, of course, Melissa is great as well. She's been on the show numerous times as well.
He's definitely the guy who makes us look good. So we're grateful for his time and talent.
Very cool. Well, guys, before we get over to our weekly events, anything else you think the folks need to know about this community guide?
We do have the price sheet that will be updated on the Chamber website. So if you want more information about that, like I said, visit hazechamber.com. It'll be under the resources tab. Is that right? On the news page?
Mariah? I believe so. Okay. Yeah.
All right. That's it.
There you go.
And you can also check out the Chamber newsletter for September, which will be coming out Thursday.
Yes.
Still got the hot deals up there as well?
We do.
Yes.
I haven't been there for a minute. Is there something good? Is there any,
I think
is there
we've got
good ones?
5 different hot deals right now.
Okay, I'm going to check it as soon as we get done.
Okay.
Because I've got some really good stuff off of there. I like it.
We're glad you do. We do too.
Very cool. All right. Well, we've got all kinds of stuff going on this week, huh?
We do. So today is the day for our 34th annual Education Appreciation event, and we will be doing that at 5 p.m. and running that through 7 p.m. at Rose Garden Banquet Hall and catering. This event celebrates all of our Ellis County educators, new and seasoned pros. So we're happy to have everyone there. If for any reason you're an educator and you did not have a chance to RSVP with your building's administrative staff, we did put some extra RSVPs in there for food purposes. So feel free to come join us anyway. And on August 31st, actually, we've talked about this before, but we have some applications that are due on that day, so tomorrow. So if you're interested in serving on our Chamber Board of Directors, our ambassadors, or our Hayes Young Professionals Advisory Council, those applications are all due tomorrow. They can be found on our website. They're editable. Just go ahead and fill those out and send them back to hayescc@hayeschamber.com. Or if people need help with that, feel free to come into the office and we can help you do that too. We might be a little light on staff at the Chamber building today after around 2:30. I'm getting ready for today's event as well. So just wanted to give people a heads up on that. And then, of course, Friday, we would be remiss to not have a chamber chat. So we're going to be with the good folks at Homestead of Hayes, celebrating their 21 years of being in business. We would have celebrated 20, but they weren't allowed to last year because of COVID and their policies. So that's why we're celebrating a little bit of a unique year with them on Friday at 9 a.m.
So cool. 21, that's a good year.
Yeah. They're legal. And then September 5th, I want to give folks a friendly reminder that our office will be closed in observance for Labor Day.